Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today's topic, basically, I'm gonna touch on the topic of standing on your principle and your morals, what you believe in, basically meaning what you say and say what you mean. In the previous video, I kind of touched on it a little bit when I was talking about when a girl leave you is repercussions or whatever of her returning back. It's got to be some type of terms or whatever in place when she does come back. So basically, like I said, the video is going to be about standing on what you believe in, or if you tell somebody something, you're supposed to stand on that. But before I get into the video, I want to say thank everybody for viewing the last video that I put up on my channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, man, make sure you do that, because there's going to be a lot of videos that I'm going to put up that talks about the game, basically answer like some of y'all questions that you might have in the back of your head, but you didn't have anybody to present that question to. So I'm going to touch on a lot of issues or different topics that involve the game, man. I can just keep doing this. So first of all, I guess I will start off with I had this particular girl at one point in time when I was in the game. Actually, this girl, believe it or not, she was basically with me the longest, even though we had our falling outs, in between the time that she was with me and stuff. We had our falling outs where she would leave and come back and things of that nature. And that happens. It's kind of like when you in a pimp game and you actually got a bottom bitch, is what we call it. It's like kind of like a real relationship. So y'all go through arguments, y'all go through ups and downs, y'all have different opinions on things. Sometimes you just clash with each other. But I mean, it's all love. It happens, man. But anyway, basically getting into the story, I had this chick. When I first got her, I picked her up and everything, and so we got to talking. Trying to fill her out a little bit. That's what I like to do with my girls. I think any P or whatever, that's what they like to do with their girls when they first meet them. They talk to them, see where their head is at, just general conversation, see how the vibe is going. So, I mean, the vibe is going good, we riding down the road or whatever, and, I get to talking to her, and I start getting a little bit more detail with her about the game, because she was already in the game before she met me, because she was working with another cat, and it didn't work out. He didn't do what he's supposed to do. She didn't like the way he was handling his business, so she chose up. Basically, she started rocking with me. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to hear stuff about what she said he did and this and that, and a lot of stuff he did, I didn't agree with it. So I see why, I saw why she left him. So, but so basically, I just came out and I said, all that, it's fine and dandy. But I said, only thing is, if you ever were to leave me, to come back, it would be a fee. You know what I'm saying? The return. So she was like, first thing she said, I mean, real quick, soon as I said, if you ever would have leave me, she was like, oh, no, I would never leave you or whatever. As long as you treat me right and doing what you're supposed to do, you won't have to worry about me leaving. And I said, bet. And I said, I respect that. I respect that, So, we just rolled on and whatever. I put that behind me, that little conversation. So, basically, like, fast forward, us working together, everything was cool that first night. She made bread and everything. She did what she's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? We handled our biz. So probably about, I don't know, maybe like a month or so after that, me and her got into like a mis agreement or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? We didn't see eye to eye on whatever issue it was. I can't remember what it was. So the argument got so big, though, it got so bad that she finally was like, hey, I'm leaving, you know what I'm saying? I want to leave. So, me, like I told y'all in the first video, I'm not in the business of kidnapping people and holding people hostage and none of that. So I was like, okay, I can dig it. You want to leave, you know what I'm saying? Do you. I'm not stopping you. So she got her stuff and she left. And so she left and everything. And at that time, I only had one chick. So I was holeless when she left. But, like I said, I kept it a little square gig. So I wasn't really sweating it. And so after that, maybe like 3 days or so passed, and she texted my phone, hit me up, like, what you doing? I'm like, nothing, chilling, man. Just chilling or whatever. And I was like, well, she was like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing good. So then, I asked her, I was like, how you doing? How's everything going? She was like, well, she was basically like, I miss you or whatever. It's not going that great. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing you. I'm missing how we used to work together and things like that, how we had our bond and our vibe. And I said, oh, word? You missing me now? You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's the type of thing I was on. And she was like, yeah. And then she was like, finally, I mean, it took a while, but then finally she was like, I want to come back. So I said, you want to come back? And she was like, yeah. So at that moment in my head, you know what I'm saying? I'm going back to my principles and morals. I'm like, okay, she want to come back. And mind you, like I said, I told her in the very beginning, when I first picked her up and she started working with me, I said, if you ever were to leave me for whatever reason, I don't mind you leaving, but for whatever reason, if you want to come back, you have to pay a fee to come back. So I texted her that. I said, you got to pay a fee to come back. And then she was like, what's the fee? So I told her the amount it was for her to return. And she said, okay, give me like a couple of days and I'll get it. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm not really, really thinking about it too much, not really sweating it. I'm just going to say, I'm going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to see if she really going to, get that fee up and come on back. You did. So maybe like 2 days later, she texted me. She was like, where you at? I like, I'm chilling at the room. So she was like, I got your bread. I got the bread or whatever. She was like, come get me. So she texted me the address. I go pick her up and everything. She give me the bread. So, you know what I'm saying? I took her back to the room or whatever. Put her clothes back in the room, everything. And so we started back working together. We kind of picked up where we left off. Everything was good. So I say about another 3 months or something after that, me and her got into another melee. It's like another argument. You know what I'm saying? It was over a chick this time. Well, basically, the chick was putting a lot of stuff in her head or whatever. Chick was a lot older than her. I ain't gonna lie. I seen the chick. She was bad as hell. She was a bad motherfucker. And the chick was older than my girl. She was putting a lot of stuff in her head. So me and my little shorty, my hoe or whatever, we got into an argument. And it didn't even take long. As soon as the argument had started, she was like, I'm packing my stuff and leaving. I was like, okay, bet. So I already knew what it was. I said, she going to fuck with that chick. I said, that's cool. That's cool. Whatever, man. Do what you do. So she left again. And, I'm gonna kind of like chop this story up a little bit. But like maybe like another week after that, I seen her on this site or whatever. And she was back in her hometown. So, and I know she wasn't too keen on her hometown at the time. She didn't really want to be down there. So for me to see her back down there posting an ad in her hometown, I said something ain't right with that situation. So I hit her up like, what's going on, man? Like, what you doing back down there in your hometown? So she was like, oh, some bad shit happened. I got up with old girl and a bunch of shit happened. She took some money from me and she dipped on me, left me in the room, and you know what I'm saying? Basically took all my money. I was like, well, that's crazy as hell. I was like, I told you not to fuck with that girl. Because I already knew. Like, the girl that she was liking or whatever, because, like, the girl I was fucking with, she was bi, too. So she fucked with girls, too. So the girl that she was liking, I can already see, like, that girl was more street savvy than she was. She was older than what my hoe was. So I already knew it was bad news. So I said, man, I told you. So she was like, man, I don't really want to hear that right now. You was right or whatever, though, but I ain't trying to hear that. I said, real is real. I mean, you got to suffer the consequences, you know what I'm saying? So, but, after that day, she hit me up the next day and was like, look, man, I want to come back. I was like, that's cool. So here we go again, standing on my principles and what I told her in the beginning. I said, you can come back. But I said, like I said before, and I've always said, it's a fee to come back. So she was like, what is it? So I told her it was double from the last time she left and came back. So I told her the price. She said, okay, give me a couple of days. So a couple of days passed by and she hit me up. She was like, I got your fee. You know what I'm saying? I got your fee for you. So I went to pick her up. She gave me the fee and everything. And we started back working. Everything was cool or whatever for a while. I said about 4 months. Everything was cool. Next thing I know, we get into another argument, man. It never fails. And was bumping heads like crazy. And, she was a younger chick. Like when I say young, not like illegal age. I always mess with women or like girls that was least legal age. I never mess with nothing that was minors. That's not what I do. That's not what I'm about. Just like I don't hit my females and I don't mess with underage females. So, but she was young and she kind of want to see like other stuff and do other things sometimes. So, you know what I mean? I understood that. And I was already like 30 at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? I already had party and did a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? I had already kind of seen some stuff. So I was just ready to, just settle down and make bread. That's what's like on my head, on my mind was bread. That was my mind state, get that bread, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, that's what I was about at the time. So, like, all this running the streets and doing all this and that, I wasn't really focused on that. I was focused on paying the bills, making the bread, making sure everything was straight. You did? So, she ended up leaving me, though, and everything. She went with some other couples or whatever, and she was rocking with them for a while. I think she rocked with them for like a good little while, though. And then finally, I think that shit just then fell apart, and then she went to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach or whatever. So after that, she hit me up like out of nowhere on Facebook, and I'm like, damn, what the hell she doing hitting me up? I ain't heard from her in like a year. So then I added her. Well, first I didn't add her on Facebook because it just felt kind of funny to me, like adding somebody that used to be my hoe on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem right. So I wouldn't allow myself to do that. She just kept sending me friend requests after friend requests, and so I never accepted. But then she ended up like messaging me or whatever on Facebook, and then we started messaging back and forth. But at the meantime, I'm going through her pictures or whatever on Facebook, and she had like some older cat. I mean, he was like older than me on her pictures, and that was all hugged up and stuff. And I think she was pregnant on one of her pictures. And then like one of her pictures, she had this tattoo on her arm, and I didn't tell y'all like when we was together. She had got like this tattoo on her arm, and it was my name. It was basically the name, my pimp name, the name that I used in the game. And she had it tattooed on her arm when she was with me. So when she left, like I said, I was scrolling through her pictures on Facebook, and I still seen the tattoo of my name on her arm. So I'm like, you in a whole relationship, you know what I'm saying? You got a baby daddy, you pregnant and all that, you with this man. Like, why you still got this tattoo of my name on your arm? I know this dude like questioned you, like, who name is that? And she was like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I told him about my past life. He cool with it. So she was like, in order to accept me, you got to accept my past life. And he knows about you. And she was like, and the reason why he knows about you and that I keep this tattoo on my arm is because you took care of me, basically. Like, you treated me real good, even though we had our ups and downs and our differences. She was like, you always took care of me. You made sure I had everything I needed, place to stay, food, clothes, transportation, whatever was needed. You took care of that like a real nigga. So, when she told me that, I was like, bet, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I never like told her again to get the tattoo off her arm and none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel and I see why now she had kept that tattoo after so many years. Even though she don't moved on and had other relationships, she still got my name, like a big ass tattoo on her arm. But basically, I'm gonna wrap the video up. At the end of the day, the moral of the story is each time she left and came back, I stood on what I told her initially. I told her, if you leave and come back, there's a fee. So every time she left and came back, I was like, look, up that fee. You know what I'm saying? You got to drop that fee on a nigga. So, and she respected that, you know what I'm saying? Because I stood on, I said something, I stood on it. I stood on my word. So basically, man, even in life, whatever you do, when you say something and you mean it, stand on it, man. Don't bend and fold. Just stand on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be at least one or two things or a couple things in life, man, that you just do not bend or fold for whatever reason. You stand on that. You know what I mean? So what I told her at that point in time, is what I stood on. That's what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, to this day, man, she still got a lot of respect for me because I actually stood on, you know what I'm saying, what I believed in, what I said. But like I said, man, thank y'all, man, again for watching the videos, man. Like I said again, if y'all ain't subscribed yet, make sure you do that, man, because I'm gonna keep them popping out. I'm gonna keep, you know what I'm saying, putting these videos out, man. You know what I'm saying, just giving y'all this game. You dig? So like I said, thank everybody, man, that support my channel and everything like that, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all next time, man.